Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Buffalo Wild Wings for the Coach Kelly Wells Show. First time I've got to say that this season. Charlie Pinson along with Coach Kelly Wells. And Kelly, first time we've got to coach a show this week. You've actually got several games under your belt already.
Yeah, this means season serious now that we've got the coaches show going on. So this is going to be a fun night. Obviously, every Tuesday is going to be great, and we certainly thank Buffalo Wild Wings for hosting our show, and I certainly appreciate you being our host as well. So I look forward to sharing these Tuesdays with you.
I always appreciate it. I get to spend time with you, Kelly. We've obviously developed a friendship over the years here. Things are going well, but got off to a pretty good start. Had a little stumbling block there on that little classic you went to, and but really, for the most part, had a pretty good start to the season.
Yeah, our Georgia trip was an educational experience for our guys, and wasn't the result that we had hoped for in regards to winning and losing, but it's really gotten our guys' attention. We're 7-2 right now. Have played some really good basketball, but we've had some moments we haven't played great. And certainly early in the season, you expect some of those ups and downs and ebbs and flows in your play. And hopefully our guys learn some valuable lessons that we don't want to repeat our performance we had in Georgia against two really good teams. Faulkner was really good and Dalton State was very good, both ranked nationally. So in that regard, it wasn't like we lost to somebody that couldn't play. But we've got to continue to grow. I think our team has got a chance to be special. I love them. They're great guys. You're going to meet some of those tonight, see those again, and just anxious to kind of get ourselves going and continue to get better.
Well, Kelly, I think we've got some highlights from Sunday's game. If we're ready to put them up, we'll talk about those in a minute.
Yeah, great graphics too, by the way. These are awesome. And here we are in Dalton. That was a great venue to play. And here's Jazz Parker with a good steal up top here, and that's something he gives to our team. And he gives a great assist to Xavier, and Xavier with a great finish. And fast break opportunities are what we always look for. And here is Darrell Dominic. Watch the big man run the middle of the floor and gets a great outlet pass. Rim runs and goes up and really makes a nice flush at the rim. And this play here is one you'll see a whole lot of. Javian De La Cruz with a great drive, makes a great assist here to Luke Layu, and Luke throws it down with some authority too. And this was where we were coming back in that game. We just couldn't finish it. Here's one of our big men, Stanley Perrin. This is one of our sets we run, some ball screen offense. Does a great job of high-low rolling, replacing. Comes up to the top. All right, with a great pass. Actually, that's Xavier, and that was Stanley that was rolling. Here's Javante Carlton and Stanley working on the two-man game, and you'll watch here where Stanley Perrin comes up to the top, eventually to the middle. There he goes with a great little jump shot, one of our set plays against zone, and Stanley can make that shot all day long. I'm proud of him and his development too. And another great play by Javante Carlton with a great head fake, shot fake, rips it to the rim and gets him a nice play. Very athletic guard Javante is, and you can see that there in his play. Here's Jay again, Jay De La Cruz, and we don't have to tell anybody how good he is offensively, so you'll get another example of the great play that he's got. And here's a little bit of his athleticism right here. He dunks on one and kind of got everybody excited, so we were happy for old man De La Cruz to get him a nice little dunk in that action. And here's Chase Parsley with some great help side defense, and pesky as ever, having a great year for us, does a great job of leading the break. And then he gives a nice dish here to Jay, who capitalizes off of Chase's hard work and extra passes, and another good dunk by him.
Well, that's the thing about this team. I want to say that they're very athletic, and this is probably the most size you've had in a few years overall.
Yeah, no question. That was by design. We wanted to get bigger at every position. I think that's kind of held us back a little bit in years past. At some points, it's also been our greatest benefit that we've been very athletic and be able to move around on the floor. The other night we had on the back line of our zone, we had 6'9", 6'9", 6'9", all the way across. So, that's a pretty big defense. Now, it slows us down a little bit offensively, but it's great to have those resources, and those kids have really done a great job of fitting into what we're trying to do.
But I really like the way most of your big men can run the floor. Even Darrell Dominic, a lot of people look at him saying he's a little bit on the heavy side still right now, but he can still get up and down the floor pretty good.
Yeah, don't get confused about Darrell. When he wants to get down the floor, he does a great job of getting up and down the floor. He's very athletic, great hands. His conditioning, cardio's got to catch up a little bit better, but he's done a great job. And we've gotten to the point now we want him just to be at a weight that he can handle and play at. And so we've got to continue to trim some of that. But Darrell's had a good start to the season. Hopefully he'll continue that.
And like I say, we can talk about De La Cruz all day. He's the kind of guy that can give you the outside shot or put it on the floor.
Yeah, and there's really nothing in the game that he can't do. There's sometimes defensively he doesn't always put forth the effort that we think he can do. And one of the ways for him to move from a second-team All-American to a first-team All-American is adding that element, because sometimes, coaches are going to look at that, and I'm the same way, that I'm not going to vote you on the first team if you're not guarding as hard as you possibly can. So rebounding-wise, he's taken care of that. He's been our leading rebounder guy 7 of our 9 games, so he really does a good job on that. And I think part of that's because he knows if he gets gets the ball, he can go down there and shoot it on the other end. So
that does make a big difference.
But he's made strides for sure.
Yeah. And I thought that, speaking of making strides, I thought Jazz Parker made strides on Sunday after that. But I thought he came in and played maybe his best game I've seen.
We set Chase that night. Trainer and I decided that we were going to give him a few days to try to heal a hamstring and an ankle injury that he's been fighting through, and he kind of was comfortable knowing that those minutes were going to be his in there to have, and didn't score a point, but controlled the entire game without scoring a basket. So he got our hustle award that night with deflections and steals and led us in rebounding. Just a great performance. Hopefully he'll continue to do that. He must have known I was talking about him.
Yeah,
so he just came in right on cue.
Looks like it's time for our first break, Kelly. We'll take a break and we'll be right back on the Coach Kelly Wells Show live here from Buffalo Wild Wings. And welcome back to the Coach Kelly Wells Show here live from Buffalo Wild Wings. Now we're here with Javian Dela Cruz. And Javian, I guess you're a senior this year?
Yeah, I'm a senior. This is my last year.
Okay. And you've all been off to a good start, averaging in the double figures right now, and actually leading rebounder on the team, what Kelly was saying.
Yeah. I mean, I just try to be effective in different ways, just not scoring, rebounding, playing defense, just whatever the team needs for me to do so we have a great chance on winning.
Javian, tell everybody where you're from.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York, born and raised.
Okay. Been playing basketball all your life? Or?
Yeah, basically all my life. I started around 5th grade, but I took it serious when I got into my high school. So around 9th grade, that's when I really knew I was going to do something with it.
Well, you've been here, was this your second year or third year?
This is my second year. I'm a JUCO transfer.
Okay. Where'd you go JUCO at?
I went to Broward in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got an aunt actually lives out there close, a place called Port St. Lucie.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But since you've been here, you've been the 2 guard most of the time, the shooting guard, and you're putting up what's your 24 points?
Yeah,
a game?
I think so. Like 24. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Man, you don't know his stats. That means you're not paying attention to him. That's good, I think.
Yeah. No, just not really try to be big on stats. Just play hard, blue collar mentality, and just try to do anything for the team, man. That's what it's about. It's about the team.
And we've been off to a pretty good start. Had a couple of little breakdowns there in Georgia, but the rest of the season looked like we looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think we looked pretty good. Georgia, it was a great learning experience for us. We went down south. Didn't get to a great start like we wanted to, but it's just a learning experience for us, and we definitely learned from it, and we just gonna learn from that.
And you got a lot of new teammates this year. How hard has it been to get everybody to get to know each other?
It's not as hard for me. I'm pretty much of a friendly guy, different backgrounds. That's how playing basketball is. You just always with different people from different backgrounds, just learning different ways. At the beginning, it's a little stagnant, but as the year goes by, we start getting closer and closer.
I've heard this is actually a pretty close group. You guys became friends early on.
Yeah, yeah. It was actually easy for us to just get along and just get hit the road, start playing together and stuff.
Well, yeah, of course, you got all these new guys. How are they? Are they ready for Mid South Conference play yet?
I mean, yeah, I think they are ready. We still have a couple more games till we get to there, so we just gonna keep on working. We just got out of practice right now, had a good practice, so just every day getting better and better. And when that point comes, I'm pretty sure we'll be ready.
I know you came from a JUCO. What was the difference coming to JUCO and coming to play here and playing in the Mid South Conference?
Um, I'm not gonna say it's that much of a difference. Just different location. I was in Florida, so it's very much different from Pikeville. But it's just basketball, man. Anywhere I go, I know I'm gonna have fun playing the game I love. That's all.
What about say in Florida? How'd you do in JUCO? Did you do? I'm obviously did pretty well. You want to be here? Right?
Yeah, I did. I think I did pretty well. I had to. I redshirt 1 year too, but I did good overall. I think so. Averaged like 17. So.
Well, that's
yeah.
great. Of course, Kelly's got this a good offense and the man-to-man defense. This man-to-man defense is something that a lot of people don't realize. You come here to play for Coach Wells, you got to be able to play defense, no matter how good a shooter you are.
Yeah, man. He tells me all the time that I got to be a two-way player. It's just not about scoring, just not about the offensive end. You got to get down and dirty on the defensive end and just give it your all. He always says, if you give it your all, you'll be all right, and that's enough.
Javian, what's your major?
Criminal justice.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you plan to do after you leave UPike?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, but I still want to play basketball after I leave Pikeville. Definitely, if I get a chance to do that, I would love to do that. But if not, I still weighing my options. I still don't really know, but just thinking about it.
I know we've been blessed to have several kids to go on and play at the professional level, either overseas or that we've had a couple in the D League. So a lot of opportunity to play at after graduation.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I just keep working, and everything is gonna fix itself, man. God has a plan for me.
Javian, we appreciate you stopping by and talking with us, and we'll be seeing you on the court. I guess Sunday will be the next game.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Javian Dela Cruz, guard from University of Pikeville. So we'll stay here. Well, I guess we're going to take it. Got a couple more seconds. I didn't realize thought we was out of time. But anything you'd like to say to anybody out there, Javian?
Just come out to the game. We got a game Sunday. Come out and support.
Now, your mom and dad still live in Brooklyn?
Yeah, they still back in Brooklyn, yeah.
Do they get a chance to come see any of the games?
Yeah, last year they came during conference, so I'm pretty sure they're going to come down during conference this year.
All right, Javian, again, we appreciate you. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back on the Coach Kelly Wells Show.
All right.
And welcome back to the Coach Kelly Wells Show here live from Buffalo Wild Wings. And now we're here with Javante Carlton. And Javante, I know your first year here in Pikeville. How you like it?
I love it so far. It's a different feel from home, of course. I got to be here with a great group of guys and, play under a great coach. So I'm liking my experience here so far.
Good. I know you said you transferred from
William Penn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long did you play down there?
It was also another transition for me. I played pretty well. Played on a loaded team, so a lot of people had different roles. So I just got in where I fit in and played my part really.
You say you tell people you're from Richmond, California?
Yeah.
Tell them where Richmond, California is at.
Richmond, California is in Northern California in the East Bay area, probably about 10 to 20 miles from San Francisco, basically. So kind of in the heart of California.
Okay. So a little bit different weather-wise coming here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually pretty bad back home right now. It's like a lot of fires going on. So
yeah, I do want to send out our best wishes, although a few games of the season. What do you think about this offense here?
I like it here. It's kind of a free will offense here. Some structure to it at the same time, but you're definitely put in a position where you can make plays for not only yourself but for your teammates as well. So I like the the rotations that we have with the ball. We can go in, we can play out. So we have a pretty good offensive sets here.
And, of course, I know the man-to-man defense, that kind of puts you out on an island, puts a little pressure on you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of put it on me to go out there and guard, some of their go-to guys. So I'm up for the challenge. I like, taking that on every game. So.
And you're, what, 6'4"?
Yeah.
6'4" guard, so bring a little bit of size to the position. Mm-hmm. And some athleticism. I've seen you move. You do pretty good.
Yeah. I try to bring everything that I can to the table every game.
So where did you play high school at in California?
High school, I was at a school called El Cerrito High School for 4 years. So that's also, not too far from home. So small city.
Okay. Well, good to hear. Mm-hmm. What do you like to do in Pikeville?
Truthfully, I honestly don't really do too much of anything. I think I went to the escape room.
Okay.
I did that. That was pretty challenging, pretty interesting. Other than that, I just like hanging with the fellas, practicing, having these games, just putting on the show for, the community and just enjoying the experiments while I'm here, I know this probably won't last, forever, but I'm just enjoying the time that I have here.
Okay. Well, you said you're a senior coming in, right? Mm-hmm. So you've been a couple places in Iowa, and that's a little bit different weather-wise too, wasn't it?
Yeah. The snow, I didn't really like it. I know it snows here too, so.
Nothing like in Iowa.
No. Iowa was pretty bad. It was a very cold winter last winter, so hopefully here I can kind of cope with it a little bit better.
I think you'll be close. Of course, there's some people realize there's some parts of California that get snow and cold.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me about if it snows there. People don't think it snows in California, but it does. Out in the mountains and stuff. So we have some parts that snow, but not where I'm at. I'm not nowhere close to snow.
So have you always played the guard position, or?
Yeah, for the most part. High school, I played a little bit of 4, just a little bit, not too much, but mostly played wing in high school, wing in junior college, and then when I got to the NAIA level, I played a lot of guard. So I've been playing the 2 and the 3 and a little bit of the 1 here and there from the last 2 seasons.
From what I've been able to see during the season so far, you're actually a pretty close-knit team in a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like, there's a lot of new guys here. It's not too many returners. So it was a lot of pressure on us to kind of, get that camaraderie pretty quick and try to build something from nothing. We had some pretty good guys who came back from last year's team and also some pretty good, newcomers. So, we have our ups and downs, and it's just on us to really just try to figure it out on the way, getting in the conference. And then, from there, if we get into nationals, it's just every game is a challenge for us to get better. So that's all that we really look at it.
What kind of conference were you in at William Penn? Were they physical or?
Yeah, it was a pretty well conference. There are some games where we wouldn't have too much of a challenge, but for the most part, guys come out with their best, with their best effort every night. So we had to match it, and I feel like this honestly is probably going to be the best conference in the country this year, being in the Mid-South. So it's going to be very competitive and very challenging, and that's probably a little bit of the transition that I have to get used to.
It is a challenging conference, very physical. They let you play.
Yeah.
They let you play with a lot of physicality inside.
Yeah, I've been told. Yeah.
Actually, might work out well for you. You like to flash to the basket anyway.
Yeah, I just don't get those calls as much as I used to.
Well, Javante, looks like we're about out of time, so appreciate you coming by, and we'll be watching for you. I guess everybody come see them Sunday as they play at 3 o'clock at the Expo Center. We'll take another break, and we'll be back with more of the Coach Kelly Wells Show live from Buffalo Wild Wings. And welcome back to the Coach Kelly Wells Show here live from Buffalo Wild Wings. And Kelly, I appreciate you setting me up with two well-spoken young men.
We'll handle that well, and both those guys have been good leaders for our team too, seniors, and Javante being new to the program and Javian returner have really made some good strides in their leadership and leading our team. So very proud of those guys, and that's why I led them off on the show.
Well, we've like I say, done several games, all these home games. We've been able to see them play. You've got a pretty good balance. You got some good outside shooters, and you got some good interior play this year.
Well, no question. We built it in mind to have good balance, be able to throw it inside, play off of them, play outside. So any night that we played, depending on what other teams had, we had counters to everything that they offered. And I felt like in years past maybe we haven't had that inside presence that we really needed at times, especially defensively. I think we've answered all those questions. We still shoot it well. We can now go inside and get baskets anytime we need to in regards to that, but it also gives us a presence defensively. It's been a little bit more complicated with our switching and non-switching and who we do. We've had to work through some of those issues, but really proud of the balance our team has.
Your interior game, you got a couple of guys that are really strong. Like, nobody's going to take it in on Darrell anytime soon.
Yeah. He's something that nobody else has.
Yeah.
No matter where you go in the country, nobody has anything similar to what Darrell brings to the table for us. And we can also counter that with a Stanley Parent who's totally different than him. He's longer, leaner, stretches the defense, can shoot the three, can handle the basketball. And then we've got Luke Layu who can kind of do a little bit of both. So, he plays kind of in between them. And we've started to figure out how to play those guys a little bit together. And that really looks good out on the floor, too.
Well, the thing you can be a matchup nightmare for teams, too, because, you got so many, you're so deep at every position. You're 2, maybe 3 deep at most positions.
Yeah, we missed Jordan this year. Obviously, we didn't count on him not being able to play. First team all-conference player that doesn't get an opportunity to play this year kind of hurts our team a little bit. So that's the one position we don't have as much depth as we want to, but we're kind of handling that by committee. And I think all the guys have stepped up well, and we're playing 9, 10 guys every night, and that's pretty good balance with the schedule that we'll have coming up with the conference. We'll need to be able to play 10 guys.
Yeah, the conference, as some of these guys will find out soon, is a little different animal than some of them may be used to.
Yeah, no question. We got a little sampling of that in Georgia. It's nothing like our league, but the competition, they got opportunity to see Cumberland's Kentucky play up there, and we've continued to talk about it. And hopefully our returners have enough presence on our team that they can really talk to them about, here's what's coming, let's make sure we prepare for this. And even our new guys that are a little bit older, and juniors and seniors, we don't have a true freshman on this team. So we're a little bit more mature in theory than most teams, and hopefully that will show as we get down the stretch.
But the thing that, the physicality in this league is something that's hard to deal with. You've kind of got a mix of players that have got some finesse, but yet got the bodies to take that physical punishment.
Yeah, no question. It was totally different. We went to Georgia. The game was called totally different than what we have in our league. There were 30 fouls called and free throw galore, and I didn't have our team ready mentally for that side of it. We didn't talk about the difference in officiating between what our league looks like and everywhere else. And certainly we handicap ourselves a little bit when we call the games like we do in our league and how rough it is played, because when we go out and play other teams, the calls that are made there aren't the same in our league. So you got to turn your gears on and off a little bit, and I didn't prepare our guys mentally in that approach as well as I should have.
I know there's no such thing as a good loss, but that was a good experience to get them out there and play against something a little bit different than what they're used to.
Yeah, we needed that. We certainly needed to see what our team's weaknesses were, some deficiencies, some things we were doing really good. But certainly I'm not a big believer in losing and learning. I feel like we can learn and win just the same way. And so whoever invented that theory, it's not mine. So it's something I don't like to do. As you can see in our career, we don't do that a whole lot. So maybe it will be an educational trip for our guys. I do see some growth even since we played last weekend, and that's a good thing. That's a positive going into the Thanksgiving holiday break for them to show improvement. Now we just got to continue to maintain that and grow on it.
It's like we talked earlier in the week. You got into that early part of your schedule, and you played a lot of teams that you should have handled and did, but you didn't have much practice time to take care of any of those mistakes that they had made until after that trip to Georgia.
Yeah, no question. We just had too many days of games and not enough days of practice. So, we had good practice going up to our initial games, and then we played so many games we didn't have a chance to make adjustments outside of film work and talking to them. So this week has been good for us to be able to concentrate. Last week was as well. We had 7 straight days of practice, so things should have looked cleaner, and they did, no question. We've added a lot of new stuff offensively, added some things defensively, been able to hammer home the things that we didn't do well, and hopefully improve on them.
I actually saw zone Sunday, which I don't see much.
Yeah, we're gonna have that. It's kind of a little bit of an addition as we go, but we had a good week of practice, so it was a great time to kind of stick that in. Will be something we'll rotate in. Obviously, we're going to be a dominant man-to-man team, but I do think the zone look for our bigger lineup can be really imposing.
I was going to say, with your lineup, this is probably the best the team you've had it most suited to play a zone when you need to.
Yeah, no question, and we rebound well out of it. We've been a really good rebounding team, but sometimes just being able to change pace up, coming out of timeouts and different things of that nature really helps us to have something else to go to, and maybe even start of a second half or start of a game to kind of get people out of rhythm, but it will be a good resource for us.
Okay, looks like we're out of time. I want to wish everybody out there a happy Thanksgiving. I know you want to as well, because we won't see anybody again until Sunday.
No question. I'm looking so forward to spending some time with my family as well, and happy Thanksgiving to all and our fans and our people that follow Bear Nation. We want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and we're all blessed, so let's make sure we give thanks where it needs to be.
For Kelly Wells, this is Charlie Pinson. We'll see you next week on The Kelly Wells Show.